Denise here, welcome back to my channel. I'm just popping on to do the Tag Tuesday tag. This is an open collaboration hosted by Shirley of Handmade by Shirley, and it's a different tag each Tuesday, and she gives us a theme. I'm a bit late this week because I've been back from holiday and just trying to get everything sort of settled and be able to get into my craft room again. So today is Thursday. It's Thursday afternoon. It's raining outside. It's awful weather. And I've just got back from having, I meet some friends once a fortnight and we go for a chat and coffee and breakfast. So I'm just back from that. So I thought I'd come in and do the tag. The theme for this week's tag is numbers. So I've taken this sheet of paper from a textures pack by Lou Collins, and it was stamps and number paper pack, and it's all these numbers and it is stamps, so I am going to be tearing some of them up and using some off there. I've also using some of the flowers and stems from this one, which is Discover and Document. Again, it's another textures one. So I've die cut some of the some of the leaves and flowers, and I've just gone over them with my alcohol inks. And then I've taken some more paper from this pack and just cut a circle, which I've put onto foam pads. So before I start, I want to just go over this tag. So I'm going to start with frayed burlap. And I've also got vintage photo. So I'm just going to use these two colours and blend them together. And then I'm just going to do a little spraying of water. It's just plain water in my spray, just to lift a bit of the ink. And then I'll just pat down with my kitchen roll, and it just lifts some of the ink and also gives some texture. So I think that looks quite a messy background, which is what I was going for. So I think before I do anything else, I will put in my eyelet, and I've got some gold. I'll take that gold one. I think that would be better. And let me just put, where's my pencil? That's my pencil. And I'll just mark down. I've got like a line on my ruler. Take it, that's where I want it. And it's 2 inches across. Is that right? Yeah. So I just want it there. There we are. I think I've used the wrong hole. Used the wrong size hole. Let's get that in the centre again. That's it. And then, whoop, pop that through there. Pop that on there. And away we go. That's my eyelet done. Pull that away. So just leaves me to do what I want with these numbers, and I'll get these torn apart off camera. So I've taken some of the stamped out, and I've just gone over the edges with my vintage photo, because you could see the whiteness of it and I didn't want that. So I'm going to get those stuck on here. So again, I'll do that off camera just to speed things up. So I've got my stamps stuck down, and just what I want to do is just take off where I've gone over the tab. I do like this open collaboration, and you can join along too if you want to. As I say, it's nice to have these prompts, and if you do want to join along, I'll leave in the description. It's just a hashtag Tag Tuesday. If you add that, if you're sharing it online anywhere, if you add that, Shelley and the other people that take part can see what you've made. I'll also leave a link to other people that I know are doing this, so you can go and see their makes as well. Now I'm wanting to put this on here. This is some stitch detail. It's a rub-on thing that I've taken from another textures pack, the stitch pattern, the rub-ons, and they're in black and white sheets. So this is a black one, so I just want to cut around here just a little bit neater, because you don't, as I say, although you don't see it, it can be, just want to do it neater. So there we are, I've neatened that up, so I'll just peel it off. Just get my bone folder, and I just want to put that on there. Let's rub that down. Just gives you something else to look at, because what I'm going to do is just pop that in there. Let's take that other piece off. See whether that will come off now. There we are. That's coming off nicely. Just gently peel it off, so I'm not taking, because the ink might still be a bit dry, bit wet, bit wet. I think I've caught the stamp there, but that isn't going to matter because it's going to be covered over. Although I could just go over it with that. There we go. Just cut down a little bit. Let's move them. Right, so what I need to do now, or want to do, is pop that in there, because what I'm going to do is put all of my flowers and foliage around and underneath here. That's why I've put this onto foam pads. So I just want to put them around there and stick them on. So again, I'm going to arrange this off camera, and then I'll come back to you for the last little bit. So I've got all my flowers and my foliage around there. As I say, I have raised that up on foam pads and stuck the flowers around. So I took from my another textures kit the Sentiments for All paper pack. It comes in black and white, so I took the white and I've just gone over it with my vintage photo ink, so it wasn't white. I needed that brown. And what I want to do now is, if I can pick them up, is put these along here. Just going to do it that, so that's off the circle. That goes there. And that one is going down there. That one will go off again. So let's just glue this down. I hope you do take part in this. As I say, I enjoy doing it. I know I'm a little late this week. Say coming back from a week in Scotland. You come back from any holiday, it always takes me a while to settle down. And then, as I say, today I met up with some friends for breakfast, so it was nice. It's nice to get out and about as well, away from the crafting for some time, but nice to get back into my room. Best of both worlds. Best of both worlds. So that's where I want to put them. I've also got some gold gems which I want to put around. Where's my pokey tool? There it is. So I'm just going to dot these around somewhere. And as those who follow me know, I like an odd number. Now, do I put 3 or 5? No, it's going to be 5. I can't leave it at 4. I'm going to put one up there as well. And then one just in there. That's it. That's it. I like that. And then I've got some ribbon, which I'm going to pop through. I didn't have any brown ribbon, so I've taken some, it's cream. Looks like a brownie cream, to be fair. And I think what it is, you know when you get cardigans or shirts and they put the little tabs in, the little bits of ribbon, I always cut them off because it's always showing out the collar. So I always cut them off and use them. So there we are. So I'm just going to pop that round like that, and then I'm just going to bring in my twine and do find this fiddly. Just get that down there. And tie that in a knot if I can. I don't know what it is, but I feel my dexterity is getting worse. So that can hang down there. I don't know whether I can do a bow. Don't think I've cut enough off to do a bow. No, I'm going to leave that. I'm going to just cut a bit of that off. I shall get my little, be careful when you do this. If you do this, I just put just so it doesn't fray the edges. And then that can hang down there. I'll take a little bit more of that off. I was hoping to get a bow in there, but I don't think I will. Or will that go up like that? I don't know. Should have done a bow, I think. Cut off more for a bow. I might do that later off camera because it's getting on my nerves a bit. Let's cut that off. It might not be so bad. No, that looks a bit better with that on. So there we have my finished tag for Tag Tuesday. So I hope you like that. I do. I think that looks quite good. And as I say, the theme is numbers. So I've got my numbers in there and my stitching around there. I think I could have done a bit more along here. This looks a bit bare, but I'm glad I've put the gem down there. So as I say, I hope you like that. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. If you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing. I've got some new subscribers, I know, so thank you very much for taking the time. So that is my tag. So as I said, thank you very much for watching me. I do appreciate it that you take the time to do that. So thank you very much. So I'll leave it there. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on another video soon. Bye for now.